were tax on Hindu temples. BJP breathes fire, calls Congress anti-Hindu.
Today, Karnataka government is trying to fool all the Hindus of the Karnatakas.
Congress dismisses criticism, says nothing new.
These people use Hindutva or the Hindu gods only when there is election. Otherwise, they really are not bothered.
Temple tax showdown. Top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're focusing on the big political showdown playing out in Karnataka. This after a bill was passed in the Karnataka Assembly, which says essentially that income of temples will be taxed. A 10% tax being levied on temple incomes. It's triggered a debate that's been going on not just in Karnataka, but across the country really, about whether governments should have any role in control over temples, especially over temple funds. We're going to be focusing on what's playing out in Karnataka. There's a clarification that's come in from Chief Minister Siddaramaiah that we'll get for you in just a bit. First, as always, a look at the top 6 headlines. BJP ups the ante against Trinamool Congress, releases documentary on absconding TMC Neta Shah Jahan Sheikh. BJP and Sandesh Kali locals demand his arrest. Farmers, government deadlock continues. Centre reaches out for talks. Prime Minister Modi states his government's aim is to help small farmers.
हमारा प्रयास है कि गांव में छोटे किसान को आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी से भी जोड़े, अन्नदाता को ऊर्जादाता बनाने के साथ ही उर्वरक दाता बनाने पर भी है.
Storm over Congress handing stalwart Ahmed Patel's seat to AAP instead of Mumtaz Patel. Ahmed Patel's Faisal says he won't back a AAP candidate. His son, in fact, speaks out. Actor Trisha sues former AIADMK leader for defamation. AV Raju made vulgar comments against Trisha at a press conference. Manipur High Court withdraws its order that sparked wide tensions in the northeast region. Court modifies its earlier order to include Meiteis in the scheduled tribes category. And trouble brews for Byju's founder Ravindran. Enforcement Directorate issues a lookout notice against Byju Ravindran over foreign exchange violations. Our lead story this evening is what's playing out in Karnataka, where the Siddaramaiah government, by the passage of a bill, has mandated that 10% of income of temples be handed over to the government, a temple tax essentially. It's not new really to Karnataka or for that matter to any state. But the BJP's questioned a number of points in this bill turned law, including calling it anti-Hindu. But here's the catch. The BJP too very much had the exact same law in place with a few tweaks now made to their existing legislation.
Siddaramaiah government faces heavy flag from the staunch saffron opposition for doubling the tax percentage levied on temple revenues. Karnataka Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Bill 2024 passed in Karnataka Assembly on 21st February. Mandates that the government will collect 10% of the income of temples that have revenue of more than rupees 1 crore and 5% from those with revenues ranging between 10 lakh and 1 crore rupees.
ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯನೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು. ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ಇಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಈಗ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೊಂದು ದುರಾದೃಷ್ಟ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇಳಿದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು.
Opposition is up in arms, calling it anti-Hindu move.
This is unacceptable. This is unconscionable. This is taking the Congress, even by the Congress standards, their politics of appeasement and corruption to new lows.
Congress hit back, accusing the BJP of bringing religion into politics.
Actually, anti-Hindu is BJP. In 2011, in their government, they made this amendment between 5 and 10 lakhs, 5%, above 10 lakhs, 10%, between 5 and 10, 5%, above 10 lakhs, 10%. In their government, they amended, not us.
Karnataka government a week back presented a revenue deficit budget with the deficit pegged at 27,354 crore rupees. The state budget had gone into a revenue deficit during the COVID-19 pandemic years, but it recovered and became revenue surplus in 2023. Congress claims that this move is to increase the revenue and redistribution funds. Bureau Report, India Today.
Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has now clarified on this entire controversy, accusing the BJP of essentially peddling fake news on this issue. He said that the Bharatiya Janata Party is misrepresenting facts just to ensure political gain. Siddaramaiah has clarified and very clearly said that all the funds that are collected from this temple tax will only be used for Hindu welfare, for bettering temples, for bettering Hindu religious sites. He's also said that we're committed to uplifting the Hindu community. This is in direct response to many BJP leaders stating that this money could be used to ensure that the Congress doles out freebies, that this money could be used to ensure that mosques and churches are also developed. So Siddaramaiah making it very clear that that's not the case. The money will be used only on Hindu religious sites, only on temples. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining me live from Bengaluru with more details on this. Nagarjun, just explain to us the difference really of what the BJP had as part of their temple tax and what the Congress has done. How much of what the BJP is saying here in the allegations against the Congress actually stands some ground?
In fact, just a while back, the Chief Minister of Karnataka has tweeted something called busted fake news of BJP, and he's put out a series of tweets. What earlier was 5% during the BJP tenure has now been increased to 10%. And this 10% also the tax that the government would collect from the temples, which earns 1 now would be used on priests, the children of the priests, and also 30,000 temples which are development. These temples are in villages and small taluks, and this revenue would be used for developing such temples is what the law says. But what BJP is latched on to is one point in the law, in the amendment that says that in case of emergency, used for other institutions as well. That is the point that the BJP is latched on to, saying this law will allow the government to use for anyone else under emergency need and dire need. The government.
Okay, we're having a bit of a problem with your audio, Naga, but thanks for explaining that for us. So what you've told us, essentially the BJP is saying that this money could be used for the development of other religious sites. So Siddaramaiah now making it very, very clear, saying that look, this money, this temple tax, whatever is collected, will only be used for Hindu religious sites, and he's maintained that we're committed to ensuring the upliftment of Hindus in Karnataka. He's even put out details saying this is what the law looked like earlier, this is what it's like now. So according to Siddaramaiah, he says that in fact we've eased the norms compared to what kind of tax the BJP used to collect. So as in fact we put the facts on record here, let's open this up and bring in both the BJP and Congress on this broadcast. Joining us here on India Today on 6 p.m. Prime is Surabhi Hodigere of the BJP. Also with us is Anil Kumar of the Congress. Good evening to both of you. Surabhi, if I can begin with you. You know, the Congress is saying all of this is nothing but made up lies by the BJP. You're peddling fake news, and that this kind of a temple tax existed way before, during the BJP rule as well.
Yeah, you're able to go up and get it.
Surabhi, can you hear me? I don't think Surabhi is with us. We're going to reconnect with her. Let me bring in Anil Kumar on this broadcast. Anil, what's your response to the BJP's allegations that, this is anti-Hindu, this money is going to be used for the development of mosques and churches, and why don't you have this kind of a tax being collected from mosques?
Akshita, I start laughing when BJP talk about Hindus. I would like to understand, what is their contribution to the Hindus? Apart from the political, gains which they basically take when, as and when the elections come, I would like to understand what is the BJP stand as far as Hindu codification bill is concerned. What is their concern when we have stood telling that, every government organization need to use Baswana's photo across the Karnataka. When we told, when we in 2013 to 2018 government, when we bought for the priest, the Hindu priest, that from 500 rupees to 3,500 rupees, when we have increased their salary, where they were when we bought this bill. So when we talk about Ayodhya temple extension of the land, where were they when we did this? When we have actually opened the temple for the first time for the Hindus, where they were when we actually bought into this particular act. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, as and when for their convenience or for their political gain, if they come, people have understood their so-called top secret now. So they no more are Hindu protectors or probably whatever they themselves call it.
Let's talk about this particular law. Let's talk about this particular law. Anil Kumar, let's talk about this. The BJP is saying that, look, this is money being collected. This is money, let me finish, sir. This is money being collected right now from temples that's going to be used for other religious institutes. The other issue they've pointed out is that there's a trust which doesn't have Hindus. Non-Hindus are a part of these trusts that decide where the money is going to go.
See, I seriously don't understand how can they can predict about the future. The first question is, they were okay when this amendment took place in the assembly. They did not had any issue. Point number one. Point number two, they are telling this could be used. This could be used. That is the future tense. You first of all, we are very, very clear in the bill also. It is very, very clear this particular amount can only be used. And if they are telling this could be used, that means they are very, very clear that they are trying to make it politicization. Apart from that, I don't see any other things, because the reason behind it is, you show me one single case for which they actually stood against the Hindus. I'll just give you a small example. Thousands of temples have been demolished across Uttar Pradesh. Thousands of houses have been demolished, and many temples and mosques have been demolished in Ayodhya. Did anybody raise the voice from Karnataka? No. When from 2018 to 2023, the state government ruled, the BJP government ruled Karnataka. How many temples did they demolish? Did they have any accountability? No. So when the elections are coming, and now the elections are in the edge, and now they have to make some politicization, they are trying to tell you. What Siddaramaiah ji has very categorically made a statement today was, Sri Yediyurappa was one of the tallest leader. I do also agree completely for that. The reason right now the Vijayendra is trying to make his position as a big Hindu leader, I don't personally see even their own leaders, including Yatnal, would be endorsing his own statement. I would request your reporter to kindly go and ask his review as far as the Vijayendra stand. He may completely disagree.
No, there are many reactions. So there are many reactions from the BJP. There are many who are all making the same comment. There are many who are making the same comment. I'll get in the BJP in just a bit. Just for our viewers, and Anil Kumar, I request you to stay with me. I'll come back to you, sir. I'll come back to you. I just want to put out some facts right now for our viewers on what really this temple tax looked like before versus now. It's not something that's a new reform by any measure. So earlier, the tax on temples was in fact for temples which earned about 10 lakhs of income. Now it's with 1 crore income. So there's a substantial difference there. But there's also a difference in the percentage. A tax percent of 5% on temples was what was put in earlier. Now it's doubled to 10%. So while you're seeing that income slab difference, you're also seeing a difference in the percentage. Earlier in the BJP government, these funds were meant for any religious institute. Now they've clearly said in the bill, if you read the details, the fine print, it says the funds are for C category temples as well as for priests. So it's not a new legislation by any measure as well. These are the details really about this particular temple tax that you need to know. I wonder if the BJP guest is also with us. If Surabhi is with us, we will go to her in just a bit. But in the meanwhile, Anil, it's this particular point that's led to a showdown where it says funds for C category temples and priests. And the BJP says there's a clause that says if need be, that money will be sent across for other religious institutes.
No, as you rightly said, it is already mentioned in the bill that this particular funds can't be used to any other, temples. There is no question of we using it to somewhere else. Point number one. Point number two, we have actually created a visionary team in the budget presented by CM of the state, has very, very clearly mentioned that there is a team which is going to be set up to uplift the C category temples which are being undeveloped in the state, and this particular visionary team is going to identify such kind of temples, and basically those will be actually improved.
Let me bring in Surabhi right now. Let me bring in Surabhi Hodigere of the BJP. Surabhi, I hope you can hear me. You've got the Congress here, Mr. Anil Kumar, saying very clearly that the BJP is attempting to peddle fake news on this issue, that the BJP has done nothing for Hindus in Karnataka. But keeping all that aside and focusing on this particular law, this has existed even when the BJP was in power, Surabhi. So why is your party up in arms now?
No, this has existed ever since this law has been around. It's not definitely not a new addition. However, the fact that those slabs have increased is something that we should definitely take into account. Now, Mr. Anil Kumar has had the edge over here to speak his point in the last 15 minutes because I could not connect technically. So I will let you know what the BJP's thoughts are on this issue, which is that the Congress government has not had a equal way of in which they have been treating different parts of different religions here in Karnataka. Even if you see the budget estimates that came out just a few weeks ago, 200% increase in funds compared to say 140 average percent increase in funds for minority communities. And you've seen this, Akshita, across social media. This has been going on. The 330 crore was allocated for the Waqf board.
No, but let's also be very clear. Let's be very clear that there was a lot of news doing the rounds that, massive chunk of the budget was about 1% of the budget. So let's be very clear about that. The other issue about the difference in slabs that you're referring to, the percentage increase that you're referring to, Surabhi, you've got Chief Minister Siddaramaiah saying that, look, before the changes, temple earnings over 10 lakh rupees gave 10%, whereas now that's changed to those having above 1 crore pay 10%. So it's kind of equalized on that front.
No, the point is the amount of money that's going to be coming in for grade A temples, which the entire slabs have been changed. 1 crore is a huge amount compared to 25 lakh cutoff that existed before. And the second thing is that it's incredibly important here to note that where is this money is essentially going for development of Hindu temples only? Are they going for development of roads and everything else that the government has been telling us that they don't have money for? It's also incredibly important. Why have you raised this sort of tax on Hindu temples? Is it because the coffers are going empty? Is it because you have taken a loan of 1 lakh crore plus? That's something unprecedented that's happened in 2 years of a government coming into power in Karnataka. The point here...
Anil Kumar, respond please to that.
Yeah. Hello? Akshita, am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yeah, so when she was mentioning that like this particular bill, this particular amount can be used for roads, firstly, I have made very, very clear statement, this particular amount can only be used for the temples, which is as per the bill which is mentioned and passed and approved by the BJP legislators. Point number one. Point number two, let me make it very clear that the people are coming across the state by the bus which are being left by us. The women who are traveling from one place to another place, they are going and praying for the Congress party. They've been praying for the siddaramaiah. And for that, I give an evidence of Sri Dharmasthala Shri has written a letter to siddaramaiah saying that, like, because of your new scheme which is being left, by the Karnataka government. The tax, the collection in the temples have been
let's
increased.
Focus on this
and
issue,
we have
please.
not
Let's
stopped
focus
any
on this
prasadam
issue.
as for the people who are coming for that.
Fine. Surabhi, essentially the
No, I'm
messaging
just
here is that the
coming to the
bill,
same issue.
the law
There are two
now
reasons-
has
there are
very
two
clearly
reasons.
stated, has once very clearly
Akshita,
stated that this money is only for temples. It's not going to be used for anything else.
Please ask him to look at Section 19 of the Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Act. Ask him to look at Section 19, the section that they have amended so far, where it says in KL, Clause L, that any other charitable or Hindu religious purpose, okay, establishment or maintenance of hospitals and dispensaries, okay, establishment and maintenance of poor homes, so and so, and physically disabled persons. This common fund pool has always been contentious. It's always been contentious. Today, Siddaramaiah ji has put up a tweet saying that this never was ever since the common pool came into existence, it's never been used for anything else. That is untrue, because as per Section 19, the administration of the common pool fund in its 2003 amendment had already said that the grant for aid for any other religious institution which is in poor or needy circumstance. Fine.
I don't get the BJP's argument here. I don't get the BJP's argument. Are you against temple funds being used for the betterment, for the development of the state? Or is it about development of mosques and churches and other religious sites? Which is it?
Clear. Akshita, let me make this very clear. In 2022, under the Bommai government, as well as 2018 and otherwise, our manifesto has clearly said that state must not control temples. It should not be under the control religious institutions. Is this secularism? Well, your article on religious freedom, is this what secularism essentially means? No. We have been taking steps to ensure that state goes out of control, takes away control of these institutions. And
No,
Mr.
what steps? What steps? Because this kind of a tax was there previously as well. So what steps?
Agree, ma'am. How many years have we been in power and how many years has the Congress been in power? Surely it is on our manifesto and we will get it done. The fact of the matter is, why must Hindu temples be paying this tax when other institutions, whether it's Muslim, Christian, Jain, anybody else, their money does not go. And you know, the way Mr. Anil Kumar spoke just now, that there's going to be an expert committee of people. Are Hindus not, are the people, localites, not capable of taking care of their temples? What sort of an accusation is this? We don't need an expert committee.
It only consists of local people. Let me be very clear. It is not somebody who is going to get appointed from the Department of...
I am not done. Please look at amendment.
Don't try to run around.
I'm not trying to run around. 1 second. May I? The state government should constitute a district level.
Okay, one at a time. Let Surabhi finish. Anil, I'll come back to you. Let Surabhi finish, please. Let Surabhi finish reading the clause that she's referring to. Let her finish reading the clause and I'll come to you.
In this principal act, Akshita. It's called insertion of new section 69E. Please take a look at that 69E. Constitution of district level and state level high committee. Who are these people appointed by? This is your district commissioner, your superintendent of police, your CEO of a Zilla Panchayat. Basically, government is this super committee that's going to be deciding where government funds are going. Is government the expert in this, or is government invested in this? This is the new clause. This is the new amendment that they have introduced.
Okay, give Anil Kumar a chance to respond now. Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, see, let me just tell you, firstly, the one as far as these details are concerned, as far as Surabhi was mentioning, it is the same clause which is even mentioned when they were in the ruling, point number one. Point number two, as far as the Hindu upliftment is concerned, tell me one particular decision that it is being taken by Mr. Narendra Modi government or by the ex-chief minister of the state, Mr. Bommai ji, or Yediyurappa ji, or anyone else. They can't even give me one example which they have did. I would urge my prime minister to give 50 rupees or 60 rupees of petrol for all the Hindus. I would be interested in even taking that as an leverage, being an Hindu.
We're looking at the massive overall picture. Let's focus on this topic. I'm running out of time. Mr. Anil Kumar, one final question to both of you. Mr. Anil Kumar, just answer my question. There's a lot of talk about whether governments should have any control of temples. What's the Siddaramaiah government stand on this? Are you okay with governments having control of temples, of temple funds?
Absolutely. See, as far as any temple are concerned, if these temples, if there is something which has to be done by the government, otherwise why should Mr. Ramlinga Reddy being the minister of this particular minister? And there were so many ministers even by the BJP government. Does it mean that does government of Karnataka is from the BJP, whoever ruling are controlling the temples? No, it is actually any government for that matter are here to maintain the rules and regulations and the policy.
But why only temples? The question always comes up, sir. Why only temples?
The word itself is wrong. No, it is not about the temples. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. It is there is an act. There is an amendment for church. There is an act. There is an amendment for mosque. There is an act. There is an amendment for Buddhist. There is an act. There is a policy for Jain.
Okay.
It does not mean that it is only for
out of time. Final word to Surbhi. Surbhi, final word to you. Yes, final word to you, Surbhi. My only question to you is, and you didn't answer that question, about whether you have a problem with temple funds, this tax being collected to help with the development of the state, to help the poor of this country, to help the poor of the state. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, absolutely. What's wrong with that? Let's collect tax from the Waqf board as well as all the Church of India tax that comes in as well. I want to make 3 points, Akshita. One is that I'd encourage everybody in the Congress party to please read the amendment that they have put forth. 69E very clearly said that committee that will be reviewing and scrutinizing construction of buildings, roads, tunnels, electricity supply, maintenance, water supply, sanitation, construction of recreation center, libraries, all of that. Second, I want to ask the Congress spokesperson here, why is it that every time you come into power, you change or do something with this Endowments Act? The third thing, as you rightly said, Akshita, what is the, if Hindu temples are being taxed, then the mosques as well as churches should also be taxed. Otherwise, do what the Uttarakhand government has done. The Uttarakhand government has freed 51 temples from government control. This is what we need. This is what the BJP is going to be doing as well. We have told in our manifesto in Karnataka here that temple freeing is part of our agenda, as well as Bommai, who was part of our, who was the former chief minister, has very clearly stated that this is something that
you should have abolished the law then, Surbhi. You should have abolished the law. You should have removed it.
Ma'am, absolutely. We are in Karnataka. We have not been in power for more than 10 years. We are here. We are trying to do our work.
10 years is a long time.
The BJP is known for fulfilling its manifesto promise, whether it's 500 years, 70 years or so far.
Okay.
Please, we will do it.
Okay, we've run out of time. I'd like to thank Surbhi as well as Anil for joining us here on India Today. You've heard both the BJP and Congress on this. It's a long-standing debate, not just in Karnataka, but across the country, about whether governments should really have any control over religious sites, particularly over temples and their funds. This is a debate that will continue in Karnataka, particularly. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has rubbished all the claims of the BJP, saying it's completely fake news. And this is a law that's always been there in Karnataka with just a few changes. We'll track the latest reactions coming in on that story. I'm slipping into a very, very short break. Coming up on the other side, we're not taking our focus away from what's happening in Sandesh Khali. The BJP upping the ante against Trinamool Congress, even releasing a documentary on absconding Neta Shah Jahan Sheikh. He's been missing for 49 days now.
Stars gracing the Pran Pratishtha in Ayodhya. Rahul Gandhi directs his criticism at some of those in attendance. During his Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra in Uttar Pradesh, the Congress leader took aim at the Bachchans, using the platform to make a political statement about the OBCs.
आपने राम मंदिर का फंक्शन देखा? देखा ना? सारे बिजनेस वाले देखे? नरेंद्र मोदी देखे, अमिताभ बच्चन दिखा, ऐश्वर्या राय देखी, इनका हिंदुस्तान है, तुम्हारा है ही नहीं.
Aishwarya Rai Bachchan did not attend the Pran Pratishtha, but Rahul Gandhi made her a focal point of his speeches.
उधर देखो भैया पाकिस्तान में क्या हो गया. ओ भैया उधर देखो अमिताभ बच्चन ने नया डांस मारा. ओ देखो भैया वो प्रियंका चोपड़ा नाच रही है. करते जाओ भैया, करते जाओ, जितना करना है करो, मजे लो.
This led to a trending hashtag regarding Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. While there was no immediate response from Bollywood stars, criticism against Rahul Gandhi surged on social media for his remarks. Rahul Gandhi also mentioned Katrina Kaif's attendance at the Pran Pratishtha.
आपने राम मंदिर का इनॉग्रेशन देखा, अमिताभ बच्चन दिखे, और कौन दिखे उसमें आपको? कटरीना कैफ दिखी. 53% वाला, 73% वाला, सॉरी, वहां पे कोई नहीं था.
Rahul Gandhi's remarks about Bollywood celebrities garner the spotlight online as he tours the pivotal state of Uttar Pradesh. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Let's get you all the latest updates coming in from Sandesh Kali. Dramatic images playing out right now. These are live pictures of, in fact, BJP leader of the Bengal BJP chief, Sukanta Majumdar, in Sandesh Kali right now. Massive security, as you can see there, and it looks like he could also be detained for appearing in Sandesh Kali. Let's cut across live.
मालूम नहीं, पुलिस ही बता सकती है क्यों अरेस्ट किया है उन लोगों ने, और मुझे जूता भी पहनने नहीं दिया. आराम से पुलिस जोर जबरदस्ती कर रही है हमारे साथ.
After, in fact, you had Shuvendu Adhikari appearing at Sandesh Kali, the first leader of the BJP to be there, the first opposition leader. There you have the images of him being detained as well by security forces in Sandesh Kali. Sukanta Majumdar, the Bengal BJP chief, live there being detained by officials. There's been massive ruckus that's played out every single time an opposition leader has visited. Remember that even for Shuvendu Adhikari to be in Sandesh Kali, he had to get a nod twice from the Calcutta High Court. And now with the BJP upping the ante, pushing in fact for the arrest of Shah Jahan, who has been absconding for 49 days. You've got Sukanta Majumdar being detained right now. These are images on your screen. So the massive security that was deployed once he took to the streets of Sandesh Kali. And the TMC is citing law and order citing tension in the area, has refused to allow any opposition leader to in fact take a tour, walk around the streets of Sandesh Khali and speak to the locals there. It's taken repeatedly the court's intervention to allow any of them to appear in Sandesh Khali, to allow any of them to speak to the locals or find out what's really happened. So this showdown between the BJP and TMC continuing to play out. Rajesh Saha is live with me from Sandesh Khali. Rajesh, take it away. What's happening there? Sukanta Majumdar, we understand, has just been detained.
Yes, exactly. The BJP state president Sukanta Majumdar reached Sandesh Khali in this afternoon to meet one of the arrested BJP leaders' family members in Sandesh Khali. And suddenly he tried to enter Sandesh Khali police station just to have a conversation with the higher officials of West Bengal police. But he was clearly denied by the higher officials of West Bengal police to have any conversation. Then Sukanta Majumdar, the BJP state president, decided to continue a dharna in front of Sandesh Khali police station until unless the main culprit, the prime accused, TMC leader Sheikh Shahjahan, are arrested. Then he was sitting on the dharna in front of Sandesh Khali police station. Then suddenly an initiative was taken by West Bengal police on behalf of Sandesh Khali police station to have a conversation with Sukanta Majumdar. Then we have seen that SDPO, the sub-divisional police officer of Sandesh Khali, suddenly came out from the police station and he clearly declared, he started even miking, and he clearly declared that this area is under 144 section 124 of CRPC is already imposed in this area, and you are trying to break the law. Because you are not allowed with lots of followers to sit over here.
Officials citing prohibitory orders in place and claiming that all of that was violated by the Bengal BJP chief's presence there by his visit. Thanks very much, Rajesh, for joining us with that ground report. We'll track the latest that's playing out in Sandesh Khali. But horror tales unfortunately continue to emerge from Sandesh Khali. Now a mother of one of the survivors has come out seeking justice for her daughter, who she claims was sold off by TMC leader Shahjahan and his aides. The National Commission for Scheduled Tribes members visited the violence-hit village, and they say that they received nearly 30 complaints, notably implicating a particular political leader. All this while 49 days on, Shahjahan Sheikh is still missing.
More women are coming out in Sandesh Khali against the misrule of TMC strongmen in the region. A mother has alleged that her daughter is a victim of a human trafficking.
17 साल में गुम हुई है, 23 साल में हमको पता लगा कि बेंगलुरु में बेच दिया. मैं उसको ढूंढते 23 साल हो गई. जब मैंने पहुंचा कृष्णनगर, तब मेरे को पता चला कि वहां से बेच दिया. फिर मैंने गया बशियाट कोर्ट पर एक केस किया. वो केस का कॉपी लेकर मैं संदेश खाली थाने में आया कि मेरा केस दर्ज कीजिए, मेरे लड़की गुम हो गई, उसे ढूंढने के लिए. लेकिन वहाँ केस नहीं लिया. बोला शिबू हाजरा, उत्तम सरदार और शेख शाहजहां की सुपारिश चाहिए.
Shahjahan Sheikh, the main accused in many of the cases emerging, has been absconding for nearly 50 days. On Thursday, angry villagers set the hut of Shahjahan Sheikh's brother on fire. Meanwhile, a team from the National Commission of Scheduled Tribes visited Sandesh Khali, where they have received 30 complaints, notably implicating a particular political leader.
कमीशन को जो कंप्लेन मिला था, जिसे आधार में हम लोग आए थे, तो ग्राउंड में हम वही कंप्लेन सच निकला है और वहाँ पर एट्रोसिटी केस भी हुआ है और वहाँ पर जमीन हड़प का केस भी आया है सामने.
The BJP is gunning for Mamata Banerjee government. It has released a documentary titled Sandesh Khali Shocker, The Big Reveal. The film lists alleged crimes by Shahjahan and his aides.
আমাদেরকে এখান থেকে বাড়ি থেকে তুলে নিয়ে যাওয়া হয়, মানে স্বামীদেরকে বলা হয় যে আপনারা ঘর সামলান আর মহিলাদেরকে আমাদের এখানে পাঠাতে হবে মিটিংয়ের জন্য. কিন্তু মিটিং টিটিং ওসব কিছুই না, আমাদেরকে দিয়ে ওনাদের মনোরঞ্জন করানো হতো.
রাত 12টা 1টা তখন তুলে নিয়ে যাবে, চলো মিটিংয়ে যেতে হবে, না গেলে বাড়ির বেড়া ছেলে তুলে নিয়ে যাবে, নাকি মারধর করবে, জমি জায়গা কেড়ে নিচ্ছে, শান্তিতে কারো থাকতে দিচ্ছে না এখানে.
বহুতবার প্রশাসনের কাছে যাওয়া হয়েছে আমাদের, কিন্তু প্রশাসন সেভাবে কোনো প্রোটেকশন আমাদের দেয়নি। উপরন্তু আমাদেরকে বলেছে শাহজাহানের সঙ্গে শিবু হাজরার সঙ্গে মিটিয়ে নিতে বা মানিয়ে নিতে। আমাদের কোনো অভিযোগ করার কোনো সুযোগ দেওয়া হয়নি।
मैं भी सोच रहा था डीजी साहब से जाके मिल के उनसे पूछूं क्यों शाहजहां अरेस्ट नहीं हो रहा है। अब शायद उनको मालूम चल गया कि मैं जाके पूछने वाला हूँ, भाग गए वहाँ से, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं करके भाग गए पहले।
Sandesh Khali is becoming the rallying point for opposition parties against Mamata Banerjee in big election year. Bureau Report, India Today.
And with that report, I'm slipping into a very, very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we'll get to a statement from the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Chandrachud, on his, in fact, experience with Prime Minister Modi when he was down with COVID. It's a very interesting anecdote. We'll play that out for you on the other side.
To ensure that bloodshed doesn't happen, the preparation that went into months, and now I also know the details, and we'll of course watch it on Article 370 film as well. And I know Yami's character talks about that in the trailer as well, to ensure how that needs to be done. I'm glad, Yami, that in fact not a male hero for this important film, but a woman is the main protagonist and an action role, a strong mind. I was reporting in 2019 throughout Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh. I've reported in most difficult terrains. So there is nothing that a woman cannot do, and you remind us on that for cinema. But why do you think now it's time that cinema stands up for not just topics like Article 370 that represents a strong-willed India, but also women characters that, like yours, that is inspired from real-life characters?
Thank you, Pooja. And I think I have Aditya to give credit to for this, because factually, my character's it's based on someone's real life. There's
a real life female officer, you mean?
Yes.
Wow.
There's a real life female officer out there, and I'm sure of course so many more. But specifically, there's someone out there and who's part of this operation. Of course, for security protocols and other things, can't reveal anything further. I mean, I haven't met the brave officer, but when you read such stories, when you read and that's the closest you can come face to face, and just imagining that this is what they've done, and you always start comparing, okay, this is what I'm doing at this point of time, and this is what someone's doing at 2 a.m. somewhere, and I think that automatically as an actor also, I think it motivated me a lot. It does. In times where okay, you're feeling you're tired, you're this and that, all that starts feeling very small.
9-year-old Ishwari Bagirav from Nasik was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia, a type of cancer of blood and bone marrow. Despite undergoing several rounds of painful chemotherapies at Tata Memorial Centre in Mumbai, the cancer kept coming back. She is one of the first recipients in pediatric trial for CAR T cell therapy clinical trial, which was conducted by Dr. Gaurav Narula in Tata Memorial Centre in Mumbai. Miraculously, in the initial phase of the trial, Ishwari was declared cancer-free, defying the odds. CAR T cell therapy is promising hope in children like it is in adults. It is already used in India. 15 patients have undergone CAR T cell therapy, and in at least 3 patients, there have been complete cancer remission.
Even in the phase 1 trials, we found not only that it was very safe, we found very good responses, that it was working very well. So after that, 2 phase 2 studies were launched, one in children and the second one in adults. So the adult study was sponsored by ImmunoAct, and the adult study is completed, and based on those results, the drug regulator has approved the drug for marketing in patients above 15 years of age. Pediatric trials are still enrolling, and we are seeing equally great results, if not even better actually, for leukemia.
My name is Vikas Arjan.
Vikas in 2017 was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer which is categorized as incurable. He went through multiple stem cell therapies and chemotherapy over last 6 years, and 3 months ago he was treated with CAR T cell therapy and he has been cancer free since.
Welcome back. The Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, while inaugurating an Ayush Centre in the Supreme Court premises, recalled his battle with COVID-19 and then mentioned a very interesting anecdote about how he received a call from Prime Minister Modi while he was battling COVID when he tested positive, and how the Prime Minister recommended using Ayush Vedya. The CGI then emphasized on the importance of a holistic lifestyle. I'm leaving you with this statement, with this comment by the CGI about his conversation with the Prime Minister that's gone viral now.
I had a very bad attack of COVID, and the Prime Minister called me up and said, I believe that you are down with COVID, and I hope everything is fine. I realize that you are not in a very good shape, but we'll do everything. And then he told me that हमारे वैद्य हैं और वो हमारे सेक्रेटरी साहब भी हैं आयुष में पुटेशा, तो इसलिए उनके साथ मैं आपकी मुलाकात करा देता हूँ फोन पे, वो आपको मेडिसिन भेज देंगे. And I took medicine from Ayush when I was down with COVID. The second time and the third time that I had COVID, I didn't take any allopathic medicine at all.
Obnoxious and very disheartening statements are coming from Mamata Banerjee, one after the other on Sandesh Khali. First, she stood up in assembly and gave a clean check to Shahjahan Sheikh. And she did victim shaming and victim blaming, saying that Sandesh Khali was RSS bunker. And now she has come out and said it is a fabricated incident, no FIR is being filed. And how will there be any kind of nyaya if the police acts in a partisan manner? It does not stop Shahjahan Sheikh, it stops the Karyakartas of BJP, Sukanta Majumdar and others. It brutalizes them. The delegation is stopped of the BJP.
इंडी गठबंधन का कोई व्यक्ति का जुबान नहीं खुल रहा है. ये सारे के सारे तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करने वाले लोग हैं और मुस्लिम तुष्टीकरण के कारण ही इनकी जुबान चुप है. संदेश खाली में वहाँ जो अपमान हो रहा है, ममता बनर्जी एक महिला मुख्यमंत्री होकर के उनके राज्य में महिलाओं का आबरू लूटा जा रहा है.
It is the first official seat-sharing pact of the India alliance. After days of suspense and speculations, Congress and the Samajwadi Party have thrashed out Uttar Pradesh deal for the upcoming general elections.
आपसी समन्वय से, चर्चा से यह निर्णय लिया गया कि भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस यहां पर उत्तर प्रदेश में 17 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ेगी.
भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस 17 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ेगी और बाकी